This is The Big Story presented by herbchambers.com.
I'm Glen Johnson, politics editor at Boston.com. I'm standing outside the Moakley Federal Courthouse on Fan Pier where we just wrapped up the hearings for James Bulger, his co-defendant Glen Greig. There was no pleas entered. Both of them went through the formalities with the clerk magistrates in there for the array of charges against both of them: conspiracy, gun running, gun possession, all sorts of things for James Bulger, harboring a fugitive for Glen Greig. Perhaps the most interesting thing to see in there today, though, was the interaction between the defendants and the family members who were in the courtroom. James Bulger was brought into the court, and sitting right there in the second row of the visitors gallery was his brother, former State Senate President William Bulger. He was flanked by two of his sons, William and Christopher, and all three of them sat there quietly but then smiled at the defendant. He smiled back at them when he entered the courtroom. Glen Greig came in very quiet, afraid to speak at points, had to let her attorney tell her what to say, but then as she was let out in handcuffs, looked back at her sister who was sitting in the front row right in front of Billy Bulger and waved to her and smiled to her. So there was interaction with people that some of these people supposedly haven't seen in nearly 20 years. This was a formality, this whole hearing in here today. It was to bring the defendants back from California to face charges here in Massachusetts, and the can was really kicked down the road. Everything happened so quickly. They landed at Logan Airport in a private Gulfstream jet, were whisked over here in 3 SUVs and brought right upstairs to the courtroom. So they really haven't had time to go through a lot of the preparations that they normally need to do for a federal hearing. They have temporary court-appointed attorneys. There's been a date set for next week to bring them back here and come in and listen and speak before the judge, but nothing's really happened with the case yet.